Okay, this is example number 2. So it is given that there are 10 raised to power 6 active nuclei of radioactive element. Half life is given as 20 seconds. Okay, they are asking how many number of nuclei will be left 10 seconds later. So in 10 seconds, how many half lives will be there? If half-life is 20 seconds, in 10 seconds, we can say only 0.5 half-life will be there. Okay. Now we have to calculate the number of nuclei left. So we have the formula n is equals to n naught divided by 2 raised to power n. Okay. So n naught is the initial number of nuclei. In the question, it is mentioned that initial number of nuclei n naught is 10 raised to power 6. So n will be 10 raised to power 6 divided by 2. In this formula, n is the number of half-lives. Here it is given that number of half-lives is 10 seconds, that is 0.5. So 2 raised to power 0.5. So that is root 2. So our option will be this one, which is actually option D. So 10 raised to power 6 divided by root 2. Let's move to next one. So it is given 10% of radioactive material decays in 5 days. So if initial number of nuclei is n naught, 10% of it will decay. Okay. So 10% of this one will be n naught by 10. Initial number of nuclei were n naught, out of which n naught by 10 has decayed. So remaining will be n naught minus n naught by 10. So that is 9 n naught by 10. So after 5 days, this much number of nuclei are present in the sample. So this is number of nuclei present after 5 days. Okay. Now we have to use the formula n is equals to n naught into e raised to power minus lambda t. Now using this formula, n number of nuclei present is 9 n naught by 10 is equals to n naught into e raised to power minus lambda, and time given was 5 days. So that is our first equation. Okay. Next, we are supposed to calculate what will be the amount of original material left after 15 days. So let's say after 15 days, number of nuclei left in the sample will be n. So n will be equal to n naught into e raised to power minus lambda into time. Time here is 15 days. So we are supposed to calculate the value of n. And we have this value also, 9 n naught by 10 is equals to n naught into e raised to power minus lambda into 5. Now this term e raised to power minus 15 lambda, we can also write this as whole cube. Okay. Then this term will become this thing, whole cube. Now we are going to divide these two terms. So anyhow, these n naught will get cancelled. E raised to power minus 5 lambda, that power will get cancelled, it will become a square. So we will get n, this when we are dividing these two terms, 10 will come in numerator, will be equal to n naught into e raised to power minus 10 into lambda. Okay. Now we are supposed to solve this equation, and on solving this one, you will get n is equals to 0.729 into n naught. So our option will come as option D.